Hello and welcome back to Crypto Novus, where newbies become masters. My name is Chris Brown and I'm the host of the channel. Today I'm going to be doing a price prediction for ADA for 2021. I have been wanting to do one of these for Cardano for quite some time, and I'm excited to present this to you today and share with you some of the information and nuggets I found while putting this presentation together. But first, I want to introduce to you Swan. I want to be upfront. I'm an affiliate marketer for Swan, but I'm introducing them to you because if you're looking for one of the least expensive ways to buy Bitcoin, I would highly suggest looking into Swan. I'll have a link down in the description that you can use and open an account if you'd like. Okay, as always, this video is not and should not be perceived as crypto investment advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Do your own research before you make any investments into the crypto market so that you understand the risks involved with investing. I added a new slide to the presentation because in this conversation about price prediction, I wanted to share with you the influences on prices for any particular crypto assets. There really are 12 individual items that can influence price. Typically, in my presentations, I probably handle about 3 or 4 at the very most. I know that other YouTubers may handle more or less, but this is a list of 12 that you should definitely take a look at. In a future date, I will go ahead and put a presentation and I will go through each one of these. But for this part, I just wanted to make you aware of them, give you something to think about, and to share the information. Okay, let's jump into it. ADA basics. We're talking about a digital currency. All right, let's take a look at Cardano and ADA since 2017. The Byron era of the Cardano network has been completed. On July 29th of 2020, the Shelley mainnet was launched. 72% of the circulation supply of ADA has been staked, significant. IOHK has sponsored blockchain research at various universities and have established a really tight partnership with the University of Wyoming. The development of Goguen era is in development right now, which is going to be a competitor on the smart contract level with ERC20s and the ERC721. And there are retail and commercial partnerships being developed with ADA in the future. Okay, let's start with the Cardano founder, Charles Hoskinson. He started his career in the crypto industry back in 2013. He was a co-founder of Ethereum, so he's very well versed in this marketplace. Due to some disagreements of VC capital and governance, he left in 2014. And in 2015, he started Cardano. Cardano was officially launched in 2017. He is presently the CEO of IOHK, which stands for Input Output Hong Kong. He's an engineer and a mathematician, and his company, HOK, is an engineering and research company. From Charles' own words, Cardano is being built as a network platform to solve 3 key issues: scalability, interoperability, and sustainability. I've also put the link to the Cardano website so you can yourself dig in deeper to find out more about what's happening with this project. Okay, the number of ADAs. When the company was launched, there was 45 billion ADA mined. About 20% of those was in a pre-launch sale, which was about 8.7 billion. Another 11% was set aside for the Cardano Foundation, Amerigo, and IOHK. And then the remaining 69%, which is about 31.1 billion ADA, were left for circulation. Here's the Cardano roadmap. The Cardano is a proof-of-stake blockchain network platform. It has 5 areas of development, or what they call eras. Byron was the first, which is the foundation. The second is Shelley, which deals with decentralization. Goguen is dealing with smart contracts. Basho is scaling. And Voltaire, the very last one, is going to be dealing with governance. Okay, let's take a look at the 2020 successes for Cardano. All right, like I had mentioned, the Shelley mainnet was launched in July. And basically, here's what was accomplished. It is the early steps of decentralization, meaning that this network is going to be controlled by the community. Well, not 100%, but it will be controlled by the community. In the writings on the Cardano website, you can see the statement that said that really IHOK is working as a facilitator to create the environment for then the community to come and run the nodes. Hence why the nodes are being shifted to being run by the Cardano community. Right now, the Shelley mainnet was the introduction of delegation. They were shooting for 1,000 staking pools with rewards from 4 to 5%. We'll look a little bit deeper as to what actually has been accomplished. Their goal was to be 50 to 100 times more decentralized than any other blockchain network. The network is now more useful, rewarding, and valuable to the users. And I will have to say that the Cardano community is very much supportive of the project and wanting to be involved, as you will see. Okay, staking pools. So if you have Cardano, you can stake it. There's two ways that you can stake it. One is directly, which means for the most part, you're an operator and you're running your own node. The second is you can do it indirectly, which means you'll be joining a staking pool, which means the operator creates a staking pool and you will wind up joining it. And there are several. You'll find out right now. Let's take a look at the stats. There are 1,875 staking pools right now, which account for about 250,000 delegators. This is really huge. And if you go to adapools.org, you'll get an understanding of how massive this really is. The rewards that are happening on this, as I mentioned, was they're trying to shoot between 4 and 5%, which for the most part, they are doing that. Some pools will make less than the 4%, and actually some pools will make more than the 5%. I have actually seen some percentages as high as 6.5, almost 7. There is 22.32 billion ADA actively staked right now. Again, which is 72% of the ADA circulation supply. And that equates to about, because ADA is running around $1 right now, that is approximately $22 billion staked in ADA. Like I mentioned, the University of Wyoming and IOHK had formulated a partnership. So let's take a look at the three parts of what's called the Cardano ecosystem. Basically, you have the Cardano Foundation, which is responsible for supervising development and promoting Cardano. IHOK is focused on development of technology, and then Amerigo drives the commercial adoption. So back in February 2020, IHOK formulated a partnership with the University of Wyoming. And what they did is they made a donation. They helped become a part of their blockchain research and development lab, which is going to promote the company's academic approach to blockchain development. When you go onto the Cardano website, you're going to see how Cardano functions. And there is a research and development section. Keep in mind, Cardano is trying to create a platform, very much in competition with Ethereum. They're wanting to create a platform to where other digital projects can build upon it, similar to ERC20s. And so they're doing some research to see exactly what are the problems, what are the kinks, what are the successes, and how can they produce a network and a platform that's going to have longevity in this crypto market space, not just for next year or the following year, but for decades to come. The center will feature the Plutus Development Facility, providing blockchain developers with an applied laboratory for writing code in Cardano's smart contract language, plus developing other tools. Let's talk about the partnership between Amerigo and Bidaldi. In August of 2020, Amerigo announced a strategic partnership with Bidaldi. This is a Canadian payment processor that offers the next generation digital currency payments. And they're going to be using ADA. So there's about 1,200 different retailers that they serve, of which would be Amazon, Nike, Starbucks, Airbnb, and a whole lot more. They're going to be offering ADA as a means of payment. It's functioning as a digital currency in this partnership. All right, let's jump into price predictions. This is a great slide to show because back in 2017, Cardano was in the top 100, but it certainly wasn't in the top 10. And right now it is ranked number 6. You can rest assured that Charles' goal is to get up to number 3 or number 2, without a shadow of a doubt. And you have to give it to them. They have been very successful at working their way up the numbers, if you will. And they are in a very, very strong position in the top 10. All right, this is the typical slide that he used to validate the prices for Bitcoin in the analysis. So let's jump in and take a look at what happened in the past with ADA and Cardano and what is happening today. So back on January 4th, 2018, ADA hit its all-time high. As we know, the circulation supply is a fixed number. There's not going to be any more. They're not burning any, and that is the 31.1 billion ADA. The market cap at the time was 32.9 billion. The market dominance was strong. It was just under 4.3% market dominance. The all-time price was $1.33. Keep in mind that at this time, ADA was simply an idea. They had launched in 2017. Of course, they were building the foundation for a couple years before the launch, but it was still just an idea. The roadmap had been established, but they needed to implement it. And so now Cardano and ADA have had 4 years of developing their product. At the time in 2018, the price was, you can see it 4 zeros, 85% of Bitcoin. And that is a very, very strong number, which you'll see here in a second. So right now, as of the 21st of February, circulation supply is the same. Market cap today is 32.8 billion, and we'll see why in a second. The market dominance is only at 2%. It's only at 2% right now. It's at 32.8 billion, which back in 2018, it was at 32.9 billion. The price of ADA on the 21st was at $1.06. Now, there has been a drop in the price across the board in the cryptocurrency market, so it's a little bit lower than that, but it bounced down to about 80 cents, and it has recovered quickly to around 97, I believe, is what I saw today. For it to get to its all-time high, it only needs to do like a 1.3x from where it sits presently right now. The BTC price, though, is really low relative to back to 2018. It's sitting at basically 4 zeros and a 19. In order for it to get back to its relative to position to Bitcoin, it would need to do a 4.4x, which I think is very probable. Let's take a look at what happened to ADA in 2020. It started the year off at 3 cents. It ended the year at 18 cents, which is a 6x growth. In 2017, it started at 17 cents, so it dropped just a little bit. And it is, like I said, it has peaked to over $1. It hit its peak wick was at $1, almost 20. In order for it to get to its all-time high of $1.33, that's all it did this year, it would do a 7.8x growth, which it's going to be able to do that. So let's take a look and take a deeper dive as to what the price could be. I am going to use the more aggressive positions that ADA had acquired in 2018. I think that this project is strong enough. I think that the tech is there. I think that the team is there. And ADA is presently performing well. In this last dip that happened on 223, where most altcoins dropped down to the Fibonacci level of the 0.786, Cardano stayed above the 0.5 level, and I think it only went back down to the 0.3, I think it's 0.386 level, and it wicked down to about 0.5, came back up to the 0.3, I'll call it 386 level, and stayed there. So that shows you the strength that this project has, and more importantly, the strength of the community behind it. With that being said, if Bitcoin were to reach a price of 146,000 and ADA maintained its 0.000085 relative price to Bitcoin, I'm not even sure how to say that, the price of ADA could be $12.41, or it would 11.7x from its present position right now. Circulation supply is the same. Market cap would go up to 386 billion. If I look at this from the crypto market cap prediction of $3.3 trillion, give it a market dominance of, again, like it had in 2018 at 4.27%, market cap would be 140.9 billion, or the ADA price would be $4.52. That means it would 4.27x from its present position right now. I think the $4.52 will blow past that. Let's look at scenario number 2. If Bitcoin reaches 276,000, again, its relative position to the Bitcoin would be the 0.0085%. ADA price would be $23.46, or it would 22x from its present position. Market cap would then wind up being 729.8 billion. Crypto market cap in total wind up being 7.7 trillion with a market dominance of 4.27%. The ADA price could be $10.57, or it would 9.9, almost 10x from its present position. All right, let's kind of summarize this up. I've given ADA a price range of $4.52 to as high as 23.46. Let's take the average. The average winds up being $13.99, almost $14 for ADA. And that would be a price increase from its present position of only 13x, which I think is very easily doable. From the all-time, if you look at from the year, from the start of the year to the end of the year, or to this high, if it starts at 17 cents, that's almost an 82x. ADA is a strong project. And like I said, it has a strong business case, and it will capture indeed some of the Ethereum market share. There's no question in my mind, because with a person like Charles Hoskinson at the head of the team, he's acquired a very good, strong, solid team. He's developed a good, strong structure in terms of a company. He has longevity in mind, the three things that he's trying to tackle, which is interoperability, scalability, and then sustainability. He's very focused on accomplishing those tasks and trying to create a platform that actually improves upon what Ethereum has done at this point in time. And the community is strongly behind him. The fact that you've got 72% ADA staked at this point in time says a lot for the community. So I think a $10 ADA is, like, to me, that's easy what I'm expecting. This $14 may be a little bit more of a push, but I'm still going to hold to it. And I think a $14 ADA is definitely something that we can look forward to and keep our eyes focused on. That is it. This is Crypto Novus, where newbies become masters. I hope again that you have found a nugget or two in this presentation, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.